Alright, now we're going to weather the tire. One thing I forgot to mention before, hindsight's 2020, I realized something after I shot the video on how to flatten this. If you notice, it looks a lot more flat. The area in which that you're going to put the tire on, for the 166, they have this bead on there that reinforces the tire. Knock that off just a little bit where you're going to flatten it at, so that way the tire will sit down lower. And then what I did is where that area was knocked off, I took super glue and put on there and then held the tire up to it until it set, and that pulls the tire up, so even without the weight of the car, it's going to sit and look like it's a flat tire both sides. So actually it turned out pretty nice. So anyway, in this part we're going to be using weathering powders. These are Doc O'Brien's. I got them at Micromark. I've been reading an awful lot. There's always the debate about which is better, weathering powders or taking pastels and grinding them up into a powder and using them that way. I've tried both. I think the weathering powders stick a little better. People have come up with all kinds of ideas about how to do that. I just like the powders. So far it seems to be they get the best results for what I want. But anyway, the first step that I'm going to do is this is just normal rubbing alcohol that will evaporate very quickly. I'm going to take and get a little bit of that and put it on the tire where I want the powder to stick the most at. Let that almost dry. I'm using a dark color at first for a base. Use a very soft brush. This one's probably a little too stout yet, but I haven't been able to get to the store to get some softer ones. Let that almost evaporate where you can just barely see the shine of it. Get the powder and just blot it. Don't drag it like you're painting it. Blot it on there and go around there. The heaviest concentration, of course, is going to stick to where you had the alcohol at. I'm using the dark colors first to give it a base, and then use the lighter colors to cover with and mix it down. On this, of course, being as it's a flat, there's going to be a lot of dirt that collects on top in this flat area and up on top where the tire's been sitting. So those are the areas to concentrate on, and especially the tread. If the tread's going to be exposed from underneath the car, if it's not and it's going to be tucked up, don't worry about it as much. You know, little bit goes a long way on this. I know it doesn't look like there's probably very much going on right now. Also, don't apply the alcohol to the rim itself, but go ahead and put a little dust in there, because it's going to have it as well where it's been sitting, maybe even around the speed nut there. We'll go ahead and move to the next darker color. The first one I used was a muddy red, and this one is gritty yellow. Remember, we're going for that desert look. I'm not going to apply the alcohol anymore. I just wanted that so it'd give it something to grab a hold of with our first coat. And then, as I said, just blot that on. You can see that one goes on real good then. It gives it something to hang on to. And a little bit more there. And just blend that out. Hope everybody can see and my hand's not in the way. Okay, that one turned out pretty nice. And then we'll just highlight it a little with the desert sand. I always try to use them one at a time because of saving the confusion of getting the lid on the wrong thing. Of course, if you're going to run out, you're probably going to order a whole new kit, so what difference does it make? But still, start this up here at the top, get it a little down here. Now with the brush clean, kind of blend that together, get it in tread a little bit, kind of fade it out, and go around our rust. It'll definitely stick to that. And there you go. So see what you can come up with that. The next thing we're going to work on is doing the body itself and aging it with weathering powders and whatnot. And actually I'm going to show you how to make a tarp to put on top of it and weather it and paint it. So it'll be rather interesting. So keep coming back. Those shouldn't be too much longer. Thanks a lot.